Which of the following transformations, when applied to the graph of the parent function, results in this graph? So I'm just going to look at the answer choices. It's either a translation or a reflection. So it's either right 6, left 6, up 6, down 6, or a reflection. If I don't know the answer to this, I'm just going to graph it because I want to make sure I get it right. So I'll go to my y equals, and I'm going to type in the absolute value. So I'm going to go to math, over to number, absolute value of x. And then on my other one, I'm going to do the absolute value. So math, number, absolute value of x minus 6. So the first one's going to be blue, and the red is the one I want to look at. So I'll click graph. So the blue was the original. The red one went right 6 spaces. So right 6 spaces, the answer is F. Okay. 45 says, which of the following is closest to the volume in cubic centimeters of the toy soldier? So we're looking for volume. This goes back to about 7th grade math. Wants to find the volume of a solid toy soldier. He fills a rectangular container, so a rectangle, so we know that that's going to be length times width times height for volume, 8, 6, and 10 with water to a depth of 4 centimeters. So instead of it being 10 centimeters high, we're actually only going to say that, nope, that's actually a height of 4. So the volume right now of the rectangular container is going to be 8 times 6 times 4. Let me get out of that. 8 times 6 times 4. So that 10 centimeters high is where it's throwing us off. So the volume right now of water that we have is just 192 centimeters cubed. Now, Toby totally submerges the toy soldier in the water, and the height of the water is now 6.6. So instead of it being 4, it's now at 6.6. So with the toy in there, it's going to be 8 times 6 times 6.6. So with the toy, the volume is 316.8. So that's with the toy, and this is without the toy. So I want to take the with the toy, the 316.8, and subtract the without the toy. Therefore, I have just the toy of 124.8, which rounded is 125, which is A. Question 46 says, which of the following numerical expressions gives the number of cubic inches of the box filled with packing material? So cubic means volume. So let's think about volume. A box in the shape of a cube has an interior side length of 18. So a cube volume is side cubed. So I know it's going to be 18 cubed, and we have that in here. I can see that in the answer choices. And is used to ship a right circular cylinder with a radius of 6 inches and a height of 12 inches. So a radius of 6 and a height of 12. So for our cylinder, remember volume is just a big BH, so the area of the base times the height. Well, it's a circular one, so the area of a circle is pi r squared, and then still times the height. So in this case, we're going to have pi times the radius is 6 squared times the height is 12. And we can see that we have pi, 6, we have 12 in here, so we can look at all that. So we are using the rectangular box, or the cube, and this is our cylinder. So the interior of the box not occupied by the cylinder is filled with packing material. So we know that this will not fill the entire box. So the question is, which of the following numerical expressions gives the number of cubic inches of the box filled with packing material? So that's the empty space. That means taking this and subtracting this. So we know it's not F or G because it doesn't start correct. Minus pi times 6 squared. Here's your 6, here's your 6 squared, and this does not have 6 squared at all. So that one's gone. We want J because it says 6 squared, and then 12. $47. What is the area of the floor in square yards? And it does italicize this because it tells us that we need to look at our units. So a rectangular floor has 15 feet, so we need to go ahead and convert this. there are 3 feet in 1 yard. That means that this 15 feet is really the same thing as 5 yards. And 21 feet is the same thing as 7 yards. So area of a rectangle is just 5 times 7, which will be 35, which will be B.